Hi, my name is Brittany Bagwell. This is my assignment for Module 4. So, the three theories or concepts that we discussed in this module were media violence, catharsis, and stereotyping. Um, Starting with media violence, the book describes it as something that has a cause and effect where there's an increased exposure to TV or media violence, and that can lead to an increased aggression. There was an example in the book that discussed this small town in Canada where they didn't have any TV or media access, and over the course of a couple years, they increasingly got more access to the media and towards TV, and they were able to see and the um, the increased aggression within the people in the community. I found a definition on Urban Dictionary, not the most reliable source, but I liked this definition. It's media violence is the kind of an extreme form of aggression that is produced due to constant exposure to aggressive and violent behavior in mass media, resulting in human suffering, lost lives, economic hardship to our society, as well as an atmosphere of anxiety, fear, and mistrust. This can come from video games, newspapers, magazines, TV, obviously, movies, and all these different things. What I think of when I think of media violence, I think of in 2016 when the new It movie was coming out, and all these people started dressing up as killer clowns, and they were running around with knives and harassing people and being a disturbance, causing that atmosphere of anxiety, fear, and mistrust. There was also even some assault on kids and adults. So that's what I think of when I think of media violence, because you can see this movie came out, it was a violent movie, and then these people started doing these violent acts because of it, because of the cause and effect there. I wanted to talk about media violence first because with catharsis, there's like this purging of these negative emotions or these violent needs or these violent acts. The Merriam-Webster definition is just the process of releasing and thereby providing relief from strong or repressed emotions. Catharsis can also be seen in sex in the media. Books that they're reading rated R movies with a lot more sex in them. The GoDaddy commercial where the really attractive woman is making out with the not so attractive man. And to this day, I think of that. And to this day, I buy my domains from GoDaddy because they're the first people I think of, even though that commercial repulses me. Yeah, so sex does sell, and it's super obvious. The porn industry has become so large that we can see how people are using that for a cathartic release. And then lastly is stereotyping, which again, the Merriam-Webster definition is just a widely held but fixed and oversimplified image or idea of a particular type of person or thing. There's two different chapters. There's chapter 16 and chapter 17 talk about the stereotypes. Chapter 16 is the effects of racial and ethnic stereotyping, whereas chapter 17 is the of the content patterns and effects surrounding sex role stereotyping on television and film. And a lot of that stereotype is like women belong in the kitchen. One of my friends says that another one is that Asians can't drive, but I've never heard that one. Mostly I just hear women can't drive, but I drive great. The movie industry like uses these stereotypes for comic relief, for for violence, for one thing right now that I'm kind of thinking of in the media. We are with all of the the Supreme Court stuff going on and Brett Kavanaugh being placed into the Supreme Court. There's been a lot of attack on both sides, a lot of attack on the woman and a lot of attack on Brett Kavanaugh. But one of the things that's sticking out to me is Brett Kavanaugh would never have done such a thing because the woman wasn't even pretty. There's this stereotype that it only happens to pretty women who are asking for it, who are, walking around with not a lot of clothes on. None of that is true. It happens to everybody and it happens everywhere. And I think that's something that we're kind of seeing in the media. So now that we know about the theories, how do we apply them to our jobs, to what we want to do in the future? So I'm a marketer. I do social media marketing, and I'm an marketing assistant at a supplement company right now. So whenever I think about how I want to create an ad or how I want to create a social media post or do a website takeover with with a collaborating brand, what is the message that I want to get out? So let's start with like media violence. Whenever we think about a supplement company, it's the fitness industry, and not necessarily that everyone in the fitness industry is violent, but in bodybuilding, everyone is very alpha, very aggressive. So a really good thing or way to market to them is something that would catch their attention, that is very alpha, that very in your face, very strong. I think we can use the concepts of media violence and how when all these things are in your face over time, that alpha, that aggressive nature will make you want to be a part of that very alpha company. That's our branding. I want people to be alpha with us, to be aggressive, to be, if be violent with your weights, whatever it is. So that's how I would create my ads. That's how I would market to them. If I live with catharsis, I would. So a lot of people go to the gym for that cathartic feeling, to release anger, to release whatever it is that they need to do, whatever they need to release pain or whatever. They use the gym as a therapy. They really do. So I think what I would do is market towards them in a way where I'm saying, hey, here's a workout, here's a supplement, take it, run with it, and do what you have to do to make yourself feel better. And then finally, with stereotypes, there's a stereotype where women shouldn't be in the gym. It'll make them bulky. It'll make them look like a man, unattractive, unsexual, all of these different things. And that's just not true. So right now our demographic is 80% men and 20% women. I think a way to target these women is to turn the stereotype upside down and let them know that they can be strong, they can be powerful, they can go to the gym and lift weights and gain muscle and not be manly, but they can still be womanly and they can still be feminine. So, thank you. Baby,